Tonight's episode was called Manhunter, and I'm not entirely sure which men were being hunted by whom.
Well, Archie is one man being hunted. He is on the run from the law, hiding out in a sex bunker.
And that's what you missed on Gingerdale.
Oh, Archie.
I will say, we missed Gingerdale last week.
We did.
We had to talk about Sabrina instead.
We had tons of fun.
Yeah, we did. We did fun. But I was thinking to myself, like, I missed Riverdale.
I
like,
did too.
what's going on with them?
Sabrina doesn't have enough drama.
And you know what else Sabrina doesn't have enough of? Shirtless men.
Shirtless men.
Yes, because the first scene was Archie in bed with Veronica, and that's my OTP right there.
You can't call an episode Manhunter without having him shirtless.
Without
at least
hunting those pecs.
in the first 10
100%,
minutes.
Yes. So that's what I missed about Riverdale.
Yes.
And it was excellent to have it back so quickly. So hello, everyone in the chat.
Welcome.
Welcome to Manhunter. Tell us all your thoughts with the episode. And remember that if you have super special thoughts that you want us to read out loud, you can use the super chat button.
Yeah, let me clarify that I cannot read the chat. I am far from it. So the super chat helps me see what you guys are saying. I cannot see that screen.
Yeah, it's true.
So
it is very true. We're doing it for Kelly.
Last week, people were saying that I couldn't, we weren't reading their comments, and it's literally because I cannot read your comments.
That's correct. That is correct.
So
anyway, so the episode started with Archie and Veronica in bed together, and therefore we must talk about our beloved Veronica Lodge.
Yes.
And the lengths to which she goes.
That girl has connections.
She does. She just has hackers on the go.
Yeah.
Right? Because she figured that she wanted to get Archie exonerated, right? Because it's not enough that he's literally out of jail now. She's got to make sure he's not going to go back to jail.
She can't really enjoy her boy toy if he can't come out, out on the town with her.
Exactly. What's she going to do at La Bonne Nuit if she does not have her arm candy with her? No. So, what did she have to do to get him out? She had to prove that the evidence was fabricated.
Yes.
That the testimony was doctored, and that it was also coerced, basically. So I don't know.
I do miss the shenanigans that she gets in where she actually has to have a disguise like the previous episode.
That's true. If she had gone in with that disguise, she wouldn't have been arrested.
No.
So she did not think all the way through. That's true.
Yeah.
She's been better in previous episodes. Yeah. But this time she did manage to hack into her dad's information, into his private files.
I feel like her
5 seconds or
dad
less.
would be a lot more protected than that with how rich he is. I feel like he would have 8 passcodes and
yeah. That's one thing I would like to know what you guys in the chat think. Is Hiram always seems to be 4 steps ahead of Veronica, and Veronica's pretty savvy. So I don't know how he always does this. And he's always got that dumb face. Every time that she comes up and she's like, I got one over on you, Dad. I'm going to be together with Archie forever. And he just makes this face like, no, you're not. I am not at all concerned. And I really hate it. It really makes my blood boil. Every single time. I just want her to win, decisively.
He's the true villain of this whole series.
He is. He is also probably the Gargoyle King. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay, all right, fine.
Anyway, So what did you? One thing that I thought was cool. I don't know what you thought about this. Was when Veronica got herself arrested, she had to make her one phone call, right, to get her lawyer. Mm-hmm. And I was expecting her to have a really cool situation set up where she was going to get the lawyer and then whatever. But instead, she calls Fred to warn Fred about what Archie is doing. Because that is always her number one priority.
So caring.
Yes, it's always her number priority. But she didn't.
I think that's her downfall, though.
That is, it's true.
She's always Hiram Lodge does not care about anybody else
or anyone,
even Veronica, even though he says he does. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Veronica cares about others before herself. Mm-hmm. Well, mostly Archie. I wouldn't say others. That's kind of too broad.
Archie.
I think that's what puts her 4 steps behind Hiram.
Yeah, exactly. She's too busy worrying about what other people are doing, the people that she loves are doing, and that traps her. But she did remember to tell Fred to call Josie's mom. So I literally just forgot her name. Is it Sheila?
I don't remember either.
We're going to call her Josie's mom.
They don't care about Josie or her family in this show. And they didn't even put her initials on the windowsill.
That's right. She did not even get her initials on the windowsill.
No.
But anyway.
She's like, oh, were you there too? Oh, sorry.
She was just there for a split second.
Yeah.
But she gets Veronica out, and I really loved when Veronica kind of told her the plan, what she wanted to do. She had that proud smile. So even if all of these parents are in cahoots together, at least some of them still want to take down Hiram separately. And that warms my heart.
Because he sucks.
Sierra. I knew it was an S. Thank you. It's Sierra McCoy. I love her. And I love that she helped Veronica get out. Yeah. Now, it doesn't really matter, though, that Veronica got Archie out. Because, unfortunately, Archie was off doing other things this episode.
Being shirtless.
Yes, being shirtless. But once he was done... Okay, we do have to talk about that. So he was shirtless, in bed with Veronica. I definitely thought they'd had sex. Otherwise, they're just cuddling, maybe.
I think it's implied.
Yeah, I think it was implied. But then, suddenly, the next time that you see him, he, could barely move without opening his stitches. So I was like, what exactly happened in this scene that... And his wound was super infected. He pulls up the bandage, and Kevin was like, oh, God. We need a doctor.
They don't have medical supplies in the sex bunker? What kind of sex bunker is this? They need to restock that thing stat.
So we got another visit from the creepy morgue guy, creepy coroner man, who's is just the all-purpose, give me money and I'll just tell you everyone's secrets based on their dead bodies.
Classic.
He's still my number one.
No. Wait, wasn't his dad before and then it was him?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's just that long line of family.
Just a family of crooked, what are they called? Morticians?
I don't know. He's a mortician. He's a coroner. He's a medical examiner. I don't know. He's whatever. He's all of the things.
In a small town like Riverdale.
A coroner may be a medical examiner. They may be the same thing.
Some people need to wear more than one hat.
Yes.
Okay.
He wears them all.
He's an enthusiastic amateur.
He is enthusiastic. A jack of all dead traits. Possibly, there's other things he might be doing there, but we won't bring them up. Just dead bodies and him get along really well. Okay. So
that's so creepy.
Yes, because it is creepy. He's still my number one pick for a connection to Sabrina, just because of the time that Harvey said, "Oh, I went to the morgue in Riverdale," and I was like, "You went to his morgue. You went to his morgue. I know it."
Yeah, but maybe when they did that in Sabrina, they're like, "Oh, we need to get some a little creepier for this role."
Yeah,
Nick's the dad.
So anyway, that guy fixes up Archie's wound, obviously, and now Archie is free to do whatever.
So go back to the sex bunker.
Yes, but instead of doing that, when Veronica explicitly told him to go wait in the sex bunker until she figured everything out, he decides he's going to figure things out by himself, which is never a good idea. I don't know that Archie...
Everyone's so impatient on this show.
Everyone's so impatient, and poor Archie should not be using his noggin as often as he thinks that he should be.
He should put a lot more trust in his girlfriend.
He should. And even though he says, he's always like, you're so awesome, you always do everything for me, but I'm going to go mess it up. I'm going to go mess it up. So he was trying to find the witnesses who put him in jail in the first place so that they could then recant their statements. Yeah. And unfortunately, I guess it was he was too communicative because he told his people he was going to do that. So what happened?
You never tell your plan to anyone in Riverdale.
Hiram Lodge made a call to ensure that all those witnesses would be taken care of. So by the time that he and Kevin Keller got to Shadow...
Oh, Kevin Keller, who I forgot what his name was because he's just so not important. Sorry, Kevin.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry,
we were talking about them, hanging out during this episode, and she was like, "Who's that?"
Who's Kevin Keller?
It was he's gay, and his dad is a sheriff.
Okay.
Those are his personality traits. But I love Kevin when he gets to do something. He is funny.
Yes, he is. I enjoy him as a character. They just don't do his character justice.
Exactly.
In the first season, he was the support for Betty when Archie just didn't want to get with Betty.
Right. And now Betty and he don't know each other.
I don't really know where to put him. Let's just stick him over here.
Unfortunately. So, but this time he got put with a bunch of dead bodies because Hiram had all of the witnesses killed. Yeah. So I actually, for a second, one of them was still alive. Mm-hmm. And I thought that Archie and he were going to save him and they were actually going to get some information out of that guy.
That wouldn't make a good episode.
No, apparently that would not make a good episode. He just died at a later scene. Do you hate that? I feel like dramas have been doing that a lot to me lately. Especially a character will be in surgery and the surgery went well. And then the next scene they're like, I'm sorry, there were complications after it went well and now he is dead. Yeah. So this time it was just oh my God, he's alive. Let's take him to the hospital.
If things had a happy ending, it wouldn't be a TV show.
Yes, but I don't even know this dude.
Oh, there's the creepy dude, yeah.
I don't care if he has a happy ending or not. But I just was super random. It was just there so that Fred and Sheriff Keller could worry about their sons being the ones who were shot.
Do you think they intended that guy to be creepy?
Yes.
Or do you think he just happened to be creepy?
He's totally meant to be creepy. He is the creepiest person I've ever seen in my life.
Then I don't feel bad calling him creepy.
No, look, he's making a face like he's trying to be creepy. He thinks that he's Tate in season 1 of American Horror Story. Okay? That is what he thinks he is doing.
Yes.
And he's working it. Oh, okay, so DDT Cosplay did ask if anyone confirmed that the salt mines were the same ones in Sabrina. I think they have to be. I mean,
I feel like they have to have some tie-ins in Riverdale since they've already did it in Sabrina.
Right. And, demonic things are happening in these salt mines. I think the only thing that's left for Riverdale to do, to just become Sabrina, is for someone to promise one of Polly's babies to Satan. And then we will just
And then it's Sabrina! Oh my goodness, Polly is Sabrina's mom!
They already can float.
Oh, someone must have jumped to FP's Scream Easter egg. That was a total Scream moment.
And then one of them's gonna grow hooves.
So FP had a Scream Easter egg near the end. Basically, I don't know. I thought this is also what jumped FP to the top of my suspect list because it's kind of jumping forward. So we'll talk about it in a little bit. But basically, when the bad guy is in the room, you should probably be concerned about the bad guy.
Yeah, I kind of should do something more than just be like, guys, I don't know what to do.
Hug.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Classic horror movie.
Yes. So while Archie was running off trying to find witnesses and failing, Betty was trying to find information about the past, right? We had that whole flashback episode where we learned Alice's version of what happened in the past.
But do we trust what she says?
Exactly.
I don't trust anything Alice says.
Betty doesn't either.
All of her flashbacks are made up.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something's always being sketchy about that. So,
although I was disappointed to see in this episode that it was almost proven that she wasn't the Gargoyle King, but
that Alice wasn't the Gargoyle King?
I do think it could be a group thing.
She could be controlling whoever is there. Yeah. That person is just doing bad cosplay. Probably if you went up and tried to pick them,
how else is he supposed to get in the freaking house if Alice doesn't let him in?
Exactly. There's just it's too suspicious. I don't know. Everyone is the Gargoyle King.
Yeah, everyone.
Right? Or the Gargoyle King is a hologram. Because how is he getting in here?
It's a TV show. Yes.
doesn't make sense. He's just
makes sense to me.
Anyway, we'll figure him out eventually. But Betty told her mother to her face basically she doesn't trust her, and she asked her if there was anything more to the story, and of course Alice said no, and immediately Betty finds more to the story.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, I'm really proud of Betty and her detective skills because she's always uncovering everyone's secrets.
But she's too obvious with it.
Yes, she's too obvious.
Really, I mean, as we learn later, she really shouldn't be telling her mom her thoughts.
Right. Every time she tells her mom her plans, it goes awry.
Yeah.
Right? Just and also she told FP, oh, your son's still playing G&G. And immediately FP was like, well, let me go tie Jughead to the fridge.
Thanks, Betty.
So he cannot play G&G anymore. That's a great father-son bonding moment.
Everyone, and Alice and Betty and their mother-daughter relationship, everyone's got a messed up family. Yeah. Sorry, Riverdale.
No, at this point, there is no parent that's safe from, I don't know, the Riverdale curse.
What about Kevin, the guy that I never remember?
Okay, yeah. So Kevin's father, the sheriff, Betty finds out that he was part of the cover-up of Dilton Doyley's dad.
Yeah, but their relationship's okay.
Yeah, they have an okay relationship, but the dad's sketch. So
you're asking for too much on this show, okay?
For someone to be innocent on some
you gotta
degree.
Allow some stuff, right?
Yeah. No, I guess Fred is probably still the most innocent, which means he's the Gargoyle King. Mm-hmm. Done. Problem solved. But back to the things that Betty learned. Okay. God, Kelly.
Sorry.
Walk with me here.
Track.
Walk with me. Okay. So Betty learned that Dilton Doyley's father supposedly killed himself, right? According to Penelope Blossom.
Why are they giving so much backstory to a guy
who's not
even on the show?
He's never been on the show, exactly. He's already dead, which is why they can all pin it on him, right? Because he's So, you know what? And this still goes back to, we're in Dilton's bunker. Yeah. Dilton was the one that started G&G in this season.
Thanks for all your stuff.
There's definitely something...
Making ourselves a home.
I think that you're making a good point here. Yeah. There's definitely something going back there. One of the Doyleys is alive.
Yes.
And one of the Doyleys is pulling the strings.
There's so much backstory.
Yeah. Yes,
just to be all right, he's gone. Bye.
They don't. So, number one theory.
Although they did do that with another character we will be mentioning.
Let me know if you guys think that it could be one of the Doyleys. Maybe Mama Doyley. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but a Doyley somewhere is pulling all the strings. Okay, so, according to Penelope Blossom, Dilton Doyley was in love with her. Okay? Yeah. And when she refused to ascend with him by drinking the stupid poison, he just, left it out, forgot to wash it, I guess. And then that's when Principal Featherstone drank it and died. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, later on, many years later, because again, Riverdale is nothing but a vicious cycle of repeating the same high school romances for decades until you die, Dilton Doyley's father tried to confess to Penelope again.
But it's pretty much Dilton Doyley, because that's the only character we've seen.
Yeah. Super chat! Oh, thank you, Larry. That's how I feel.
Hi, Larry.
While watching Riverdale tonight. Thank you, Larry, for that very enthusiastic response to tonight's show.
Thanks, Larry.
But yeah, so then according to Penelope, he tried to confess to her again. He wanted them to run away together, leave their families behind, I guess. She said no. According to her. She said no, and then he killed himself in his car with carbon monoxide. But thanks to creepy coroner man, we learned that was not the case. And in fact, he was poisoned by Oleander.
Yeah, he could be alive too.
Exactly.
I don't know if I trust
everyone's lying. At some point, you have to. Do you not trust that face? Look at that face. No. Would that face lie to you?
I think I can trust Betty, Veronica, Archie, and Jughead. And I
don't know if I can trust Jughead. I don't know if I can trust Jughead.
Well, at this moment, because he has a little bit of an addiction.
He is a bit addicted.
But
he will do anything for more G&G.
Jughead is my favorite character.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Yeah. That's new and surprising information.
Yeah.
I feel like Phoebe right now. This is brand new information.
Why, is he really saying we're gonna have a problem?
No, it's fine. You know, Jughead is a cool bean. He's a nice guy. Yeah. When he's not a
He doesn't mess with stuff that's not his business sometimes. Actually, in the first season, he did a lot of that. But now he kind of doesn't. And he stands up for his friends most of the time.
Except for when he doesn't.
I mean, really, everyone's got their issues. But of all the issues, I think I like Jughead's the best. So
that's okay. That's good to know. Yeah. Everyone's looking at you like, oh, good. Cool story. Cool story, bro. Anyway. So
he's having some issues.
After,
the story arc.
Alice's 300th revisionist history, Betty is, no closer to finding out the truth, right?
Because she keeps lying to her.
Yeah. But what we did learn that was interesting was that the warden used to be the ROTC officer or captain or whatever you want to call it. I don't know ROTC. He did ROTC for the school back when they were all playing G&G. And who was in ROTC? Hiram Lodge.
Yep.
Because who else would be? So, once again, we've got another connection between
Hiram Lodge
G&G
and literally everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, Hiram Lodge and everyone. He controls everyone. So, when Jughead finds out that the warden was being controlled by little game cards telling him what he needed to do.
And I mean, if game cards are scary, you know whoever the Gargoyle King is has got to be scary.
Right. It's gotta be
Hiram Lodge.
Right. That was Jughead's thinking. So when Jughead does his own investigation through Joaquin.
Like the way you think, Jughead.
Yes. May he rest in peace. Because Joaquin got killed immediately after giving information to Jughead.
One of those characters that they like to build up story for.
And then just completely decimate.
And then never see again.
Yeah. I feel really bad for Joaquin.
I do too.
It's like we didn't get resolution.
They threw in that kiss in the last episode.
He got to kiss Archie, and then that was the highlight of his life, and that's over now.
Kiss of death,
Archie. Over now. Exactly, kiss of death. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens. If you kiss Archie, and then either you're Veronica or you're off the show, because that's what happened. That's what happened to Valerie too. Yeah. So, oh well. Exactly. Stop stepping on Veronica's man. So that's the moral of the story.
I think we've got Joe posting shenanigans in the chat, but I can't read it because he didn't super chat.
Exactly. He failed. The city.
So I'm not gonna read it.
And the city is Riverdale. Thank you for letting us know. Anyway. I totally have forgotten where we are in this winding tale.
And his
Joaquin
premature death.
Is dead. He is dead, but beautiful. Yeah. He was beautiful before he died. He's beautiful in death.
He got to kiss Archie at least.
Yes, that's what happened.
At least there was some silver lining to that.
Because of the information he learned from Joaquin, Jughead went directly to Hiram to confront him. Yeah. And be like, I think that you are a blue lip man. And I think that you were messing with everyone's lives. And of course, Hiram denies this. Because why wouldn't he?
Because he's evil.
Yeah. What do you guys think is the likelihood of Hiram actually being Gargoyle King? Because, I mean, I think...
At the beginning of the episode, I thought it was pretty likely. Yeah. But after he was... they made it so obvious, and you're like, okay.
Right. Once Jughead actually came out and suggested it, it seems like it's not possible.
Yeah, it's one of those cliche TV show things where when they make it too obvious, it's not going to be it. Right. But I still think that it could be everyone. That's the theory that I'm now going to just rest on.
Because everyone.
Don't have any facts pointing to literally anything else, so.
Right. I mean, there's facts pointing in different directions for every possible option.
Yeah, it could be everybody.
Yeah. I for a second, I thought you said it could be Betty.
No.
And I was like, I mean, Betty could have some personality. And
that would be a real big twist if it was Betty.
But no. I mean, after all, because last season was all about her dad being, I've already forgotten the name of this.
Manhunter?
No. You have also forgotten the Black Hood.
Oh.
Like the Manhunter. Well, he was a Manhunter, but yes. Her last season was all about her father being Black Hood and how there is a darkness in her, right?
Yeah, they really wrapped that storyline up quick, and then they're like, next!
And then, yep. Thank you, next. They became Ariana Grande. And they were like, what, in fact, is Betty's dark side? Yeah. It does not exist. Betty is the light.
She's over it.
Yeah. So, maybe by the end
Nobody needs therapists in the show!
Not when you have the farm.
Yes.
Or the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. Why would you need therapy?
No, that's
absolutely not. Yes. So
poor Betty.
Okay.
Did we mention that she got taken away?
No, we have not. We have not talked about Betty yet.
Surprise!
Surprise! Betty got taken to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy for all. That's the thanks she gets for all that investigation. First off,
that's why she should be sharing all her plans with Alice.
AKA
Mom.
She pulled a cool trick by pretending to be the Gargoyle King, which is on the invites, in order to get all the parents there.
Yes.
But then they quickly weren't taking her seriously, which already tells you there's something going on.
Too obvious.
Yeah, I mean, there's something going on with all the parents. You've got to be right, because why would they just be like, oh, the Gargoyle King's not real? This doesn't affect me in any way. And in fact, Sierra literally said that when she was like, we have to stop the Gargoyle King from killing more people. She's like, this is totally irrelevant. What happened with the Gargoyle King 20 years ago does not matter today. And she's like, how could it not matter? Josie literally had a seizure earlier today.
Yeah.
And Sierra was like, which is why I should be home with her, tending to her seizure times, instead of discussing who might have caused it.
Oh, yeah, my daughter. That girl.
Yes. Yeah, Sierra was like, oh, I don't know Josie. I'm not sure I know her.
Poor Josie. But we know she'll get some her 3 seconds of spotlight.
Yeah, hopefully soon she'll get 3 seconds of spotlight. But for this episode, she just got 3 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, she did.
Anyway, the point is that they're so nonchalant about this. This is a serial killer at this point. At this point, I don't know, 5 people have died this season of Riverdale.
Yeah.
And those parents don't seem to care at all, even though their kids could very easily be next.
It was the first season, though. No one cared about the brothers.
Yeah, but at least that was one death.
Yeah,
it's believable when it's one death. And then you're like, it sounds personal, right? It's probably not going to be relevant to me. But this is it's only if you're playing the game, and
at least one member of every person's family has died.
Yes.
You better start paying attention, people.
I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned, and I think that the parents are all crazy. And they all need to go.
And they're all in on it. That's why they don't care, because they're all suspects.
They're all in on it.
Yeah.
All of them. Not a single one. I think the only one, again, because I love Fred the most, I think that he might be innocent somehow. He's just oblivious.
Yeah, he's kind of like the dope of the show.
Yeah. It all just happens around him.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, where'd everyone go?
Yeah, there's that weird scene with what's Veronica's mom's name?
Veronica's mom's name is Hermione.
Hermione, thank you.
Very understandable that you may have forgotten.
Yes, thank you. Because no one called her that.
Yeah.
But that whole love fling that they had, and then they're like, well, Hiram's back. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That happens
They
a
don't
lot.
care about Fred.
Yeah.
Fred gets no recognition
Fred
whatsoever.
gets no love.
No.
Much like Josie.
Yeah.
And someone pointed out that Josie had no chill.
No.
Before, when she was being questioned by the sheriff, she was about to give their whole story away, which is why she had that seizure.
Maybe
I think
that's why they don't put her on the show.
Because she can't lie.
Couldn't keep her mouth shut.
I actually thought for a second I was like, oh my god, we just learned something about Josie. She's a really horrible liar. Because she was just honestly it was shaking, me I was in the music room. That's where I was. And then I was like, oh, she's really bad at lying.
Okay, now I remember why we're not friends with you, Josie. Can you please leave?
But then she had a seizure, and I was like, so was she given the seizure because she's so bad at lying that they had to stop her from saying anything? Or was she so bad at lying because she was in the process of having the seizure? Chicken or the egg?
I would go with the first one.
You think it's the first one?
Yeah, I'd be like, shut up, Josie!
But the important
seizure.
Exactly. The important thing was that Evelyn Evernever was there watching her.
Yeah,
when
she's definitely the seizure culprit.
Mm-hmm. The seizure culprit.
That evil
At this point, it's not even a mystery.
No, they're totally making it so obvious.
The mystery is why is she doing this, and what is the connection?
Because she's from Greendale. That's why.
Because she's from Greendale.
Really, they haven't given us any information on her, so it's really hard to formulate any theories
All we know
on her.
is she's the daughter of the leader of a cult.
Who could be the Gargoyle King, and then the
Right.
floating babies. Yeah.
Right, there's floating babies, and
that may or may not
Alice
happen. We really
is
don't
now
know.
going to permanently for like 2 or 3 weeks, move to the farm, and become one with the cult.
Become a crazy lady, that's what.
I'm really hoping that this means that we're actually going to see the farm for once.
They're not going to do it necessarily. What is it, episode 6? No, we're not getting that till episode 10. No way.
Well, maybe, I don't know, because what are the 2 options, right? Either we don't see Alice for a while, and they love Alice.
Yeah, they're right.
And we love Alice.
The show does love Alice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love Alice. The show loves Alice.
One of us loves Alice. And I love her crazy ways.
She does add a lot of drama to the show.
Or we get to see a little bit of how the farm operates.
I hope so.
You know? I mean, I hope that we do.
I hope so, but I feel like they like to dangle the carrot in front of us.
Yeah.
And never
It's
give
just
us
question
anything.
because it seems like it's so connected to the Gargoyle King. Like, there's no way that the farm can't have some Gargoyle gang members in it, which was right. By the way, Jughead found out
it's really
that
the Gargoyle cult over there on the farm.
He's not the only gang in town, okay? Because there's serpents, but now there's gargoyles.
He's losing all of his gang, though.
Yeah. There's literally, 10 gargoyle guys in masks who follow the Gargoyle King around, apparently. Yeah.
Minions. Can't be a king without minions.
Yeah, even though we haven't seen them yet. This is the first time we've seen them.
It's true.
So it's a little bit off. It's a little bit suspicious.
They're like Death Eaters.
Yeah. Like Death Eaters,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I can't have Voldemort without some Death Eaters.
Oh my god, someone mentioned Reggie, and I do have to give Reggie a shout out. Because unlike Josie, who cannot lie to save her life, or anyone else's life, Reggie did, immediately he was like, you know what I was doing all night, and you can check my browser history, if you know what I mean. So I was like, yes.
Because that's not
a true friend came out and said, yes, I was watching porn all night. What are you going to do about it? I was definitely not helping Archie escape, which in and of itself is a kind of porn.
Yeah.
So,
really, it is.
So, anyway, back to...
Oh, and there's Archie.
Yes, there's Archie.
With his shirt on? What the heck?
Right. This is not what I'm talking
Give
about.
us a shirt off photo. How dare you? There we go.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the one. Thank you. Anyway, back to the Gargoyle Gang. So, yeah, again, the Gargoyle Gang is more proof that it's got to be more than one person, right? The gang of, what do you call a school of gargoyles? A flock?
We're calling them a groggle.
A gaggle of gargoyles? A gargoyle gaggle? I don't know what it's called, but it does point to your theory that everyone's in on it together, right?
The whole town's in on it.
It's
like that one movie, Hot Fuzz?
Hot Fuzz.
Literally the whole town.
Yes.
That's what the ending of this season's going to be. Everyone.
No, because again, is that going to be randos? It's not going to be randos. It's going to be people we know.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, here's 4 new characters that you've never seen before.
I mean, a couple of Ever-Nevers in there, sure. But aside from that, it's going to be people that we know and care about.
I mean, literally, it's going to... Oh, I bet it's going to be all the friends we have. It's Kevin. It's going to be Kevin.
Don't say that. We need Kevin to come in once every
Kevin
episode.
and Josie.
Oh, speaking of, should we do tardy, absent, truant?
We should, actually.
Yes. And this is a lot of people were tardy, absent, or truant in spirit.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of characters in this episode.
There's a lot of people that didn't care about this time around.
Yes, exactly. One of which, as we've discussed, was Josie.
Yes.
Josie was tardy in that she only had that one scene. She had her seizure, and then she just decided
better watch it. She's been tardy way too many times this year.
She did not need to go to her next class.
Yep.
I even almost forgot what role she had played in order to be so concerned about lying. I was like, why don't they let Josie do more? I just feel very concerned.
Were you even there? Why are you so nervous?
Exactly. What are you nervous about, Josie? Exactly. She doesn't even go here.
Don't even go
here. I feel so bad for her. I love her. But also, in that same scene, we had Cheryl, who was much cooler about things than Josie. But then, again, she was just
there for the gasp.
Yeah, she doesn't really feel about coming back to class.
No. She's like, school? What?
Yeah, there she is. She is.
This isn't normal, city.
And I need more Cheryl time.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what I need a lot more of than just Cheryl is her relationship with Tony, which brings us to absent.
The underage bartender.
Because Tony was missed not appearing in this episode.
No.
And at this point, I'm they're not even really telling us. They had a cute moment last week.
Does she still go to their school?
She goes to their tabletop games, so there's that. But she does not necessarily attend class with them,
school,
which is fine because they don't learn anything at that school anyway.
That's true.
They don't really
teachers.
She's at the school
Do we know
of
any
life.
of the teachers?
No,
have
we do not.
Seen a single
We have
one?
not seen a teacher. I don't think they
It's
exist.
like Charlie Brown. Wah, wah, wah.
Exactly.
Because nobody's there. Sorry.
That is accurate. That is accurate.
Thank you.
So that was a great imitation of Riverdale teachers. And who else was absent? Or rather, he's going to be absent forevermore. But here in our hearts was Joaquin, who came to class for the last time before exiting and being expelled from Riverdale High. Expelled. If you will. Yes. So he, with his
Did he even go to Riverdale High? We don't even know.
He went to Southside, and then no one went to Southside anymore.
Yeah, but was he some of the students that transferred over?
No, I think he just ran off. Didn't he? Didn't he just, get on a bus? I'm pretty sure they put him on a bus at the end of season 1, and then they brought him back so they could kill him.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's not great. I feel really bad. I love Joaquin.
I mean, they did have to be like, what character can we kill off that we really haven't talked about?
Yeah.
Oh, look, that's him with the black eye.
So he died, but he did tell us, he did let us know that the symbol that Archie was branded with was sacrifice.
Yes.
And that it meant that Archie was the Gargoyle King's sacrifice from the moment that he arrived at the prison.
Sounds like something Hiram Lodge would want to happen.
Doesn't that sound something Hiram Lodge would do? That does sound like it. Again.
Sacrifice Archie for good.
Yes. More things pointing to Hiram Lodge.
Clues.
Which, of course, means it is not Hiram Lodge.
Yeah. Obviously.
Anyway, and then Truant. Truant.
Yes.
Once again, Ethel is nowhere to be found.
Who?
Did she die? Did she die? Is what I think she may have died. I'm not sure. She might have died.
I mean, she was still crazy, and her parents didn't seem to watch her at all.
Yeah. And if she died, this is another Barb situation.
Yeah.
Justice for Barb.
Everyone's like, oh, who?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What we need here is Nancy. We need a Nancy to look for Barb.
Yes.
But
there isn't one.
There's not
in this show.
Not in this show. And then, of course, there's Moose, because Moose, now that he's not going to tell his dad about Kevin, I guess we don't care about him.
Didn't he say he was going somewhere? I thought he told Kevin, my dad's, maybe I made that up.
You were providing an explanation for why
Moose is not here anymore. What are those games where you tell me if it's back to fiction?
That's right. You've got to tell her if things actually happen or not. Because I'm very gullible. So she will just tell me things happen in the episode, and I'll be like, yes, that is correct.
Sworn the moment when he's like, no, I can't do it here. Like, my dad's around, and I gotta go do something else. I don't know. Right? He's got someone
that sounds very believable. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that story. Anyway, so back to the actual episode. I think she's dying.
I'm good.
Okay, we're fine. Okay. Whew. Okay. So, who else was truant? There was someone else who was truant, but they're so truant I don't remember them. It's fine.
Continue, I'm good.
Hermione, thank you. This was another metaphorical situation, because Hermione was there in the episode, but her personality is truant. Because she does not do anything anymore, and she does not seem to have a backbone. I
mean, I do miss when they had her be a badass for an episode.
She was my favorite character in season 1. Can you believe that? Yeah. And now I don't know who this is.
She was the only person who'd stand up to Hiram Lodge.
Exactly. She's like a Stepford wife.
And now she's an accessory.
Yes, exactly. And it makes me really sad. But she was in the episode, but all she did was just kind of wallpaper the background. Yeah. Even when Veronica was
she must be the Gargoyle King.
That's the only way to salvage the situation.
Because there are no facts against her.
Exactly.
That's gotta be it.
That was salvage situation. If she was actually pulling all the strings, was in control of everything, and she didn't need to do anything as Hermione Lodge, because she's doing everything as the Gargoyle King, that would be amazing.
We solved it. We could go home.
Yes. We can end this early.
Yes. No need to air the rest of the episodes.
They need to write you your check because you've already written the season finale.
Probably not her.
Yeah. What would you give? What's the over-under on it being
her
Hermione Lodge?
I mean, I think it is a pretty strong case, the fact that they have not alluded to her. Because it's one of those things where, they're making it so obvious, and it's
evidence of absence
obviously
is not
absence
this girl. Of evidence.
Yes. Since they're hiding her from view, I feel like,
all right, okay.
It's because they don't want us to think of her.
Someone said Hermione acts like a mob wife, and that is 100% what she does.
She does.
And it's kind of like, and it's like, it seems like, I don't know, there's a little bit of like a battered wife situation there too,
In
you
the
know? And she
beginning-
like goes back and forth.
In the beginning, I saw that, and then she kind of gained her own power,
Yeah.
and like she was calling some of her own shots,
Mm-hmm.
and then
she seemed to just be going along with whatever Hiram wanted.
she left.
Yes. Then she left us. She just only left her
Disappeared
body.
into the
Her
background.
spirit is astral projecting somewhere else.
Yeah.
Hopefully in Greendale. Okay. So, I just want everyone to cross-pollinate.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Trying to, work theories out.
Okay. What's up, Toku Kid? That's what I want to
Hello.
know. Okay, so we've got to like actually come up with some theories here,
Yes.
right? For realsies, who do you think is like innocent? Like oblivious, innocent, and then who do you think is actually really in power? Like we've already decided it can't be Hiram because it's too obvious. But like, okay, so here we got our suspects,
so here
right?
we got everyone.
We got
I
our
mean,
suspects.
my top theory still is going to remain: it's everybody.
It's everyone.
Because you saw those people in masks. You need a few people.
Yeah,
for that.
you need 10
It could be
people.
a few of them.
And this isn't even. This is like.
And
8
whoever's
people, maybe.
like not the king wears one of the minion masks. Like I still strongly believe that as the top theory. I don't think it's just Harem Lodge. They made that way too obvious at the end of this episode. And based on the theory that they like aren't being pointed towards, Hermione and Fred are like left.
That's
there.
true. They seem the most innocent.
So, but I don't see it being them.
I don't see it being Fred just because they like to touch back on the Archie and Fred relationship.
Was she part of the group? She wasn't. No,
She was.
She was. Because
Veronica's
Veronica
playing
played her.
her.
You're
Veronica's
right.
playing
Yeah.
her. Yeah. The one who was less part of the group was Hiram because he just showed up. Like he was there, but he was like playing separately.
Yeah, he like appeared like as they joined groups,
Yeah.
like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Yeah, he was playing
I was
with
like, oh,
Dilton
there he is.
and Reggie and their parents.
The
you know what I'm
side
saying.
characters.
Yeah, the side characters are on the
Yeah.
other team exactly,
Yeah.
which makes you think it's going to be one of them so that they can come to prominence.
Yeah.
Which would go along with the theory
Yeah.
that there is a reason why
We're not
Daryl
seeing a lot
Doyley
yet. Well, we
has so
haven't
much
seen the
backstory.
adult. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much backstory.
Father.
I do think it's got to be connected to the Doyleys in some way, and I do think that
Because they're giving so much backstory for a character
that they killed off this season.
Yeah.
And whose
Doesn't
family
even
we don't
exist.
exactly. We don't exist. They don't exist. It'd be interesting if Hermione was the Gargoyle King. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I want Hermione to be something just because it would show that she's actually making moves.
She's
against
actually
Hiram.
she's not the weak wife that she's starting to become.
Because there's been so many times when it's clear she wanted to go against him, and now we know he's got a mistress and everything too. So like, if he turns out to have been cheating on her, so he's not even like committed to the family.
It's weird because we know about that outside of the show,
Yeah.
but the show
There's
audience
no at
does
this
not
point
know
there'd be
that
no. I would have no indication of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because he seems fully committed to like torturing his family 24/7.
yet. In fact, we know that she's coming
Yeah.
onto the show eventually. Don't know when.
Yeah. So if
Last episode, season finale.
if Hermione had found out about that
Yeah.
previously, like
Yeah.
they might reveal it in an upcoming episode. But if she had already
Maybe
known
that's
about
why
it,
she's the Gargoyle King.
exactly. Maybe that would have been the last straw.
Back at her husband.
Like,
having a
okay,
mistress.
you know what? You can mess with Veronica all you want.
All right.
And
Okay. I'm moving here,
Exactly.
Hermione to theory 2. At
Okay.
first it's everyone, then it's
all right,
Hermione.
I like
think.
that. I like that. I think I've done
What's your number one?
I think my number one. Okay, my number one is that a Doily is alive. and
Okay.
it's one of them.
Okay. For me,
Okay.
that's third.
Yeah. Okay, that's third.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then number 2, I think I'm still gonna go with like the farm.
Okay.
Just like the farm, which I think is like lame. It would be lame because we haven't
Because
seen
it's all new
them at all.
characters. That would
Yeah, it's all new characters.
I would be disappointed.
I would be disappointed too, but I just feel like,
I'd be like, really?
the Evelyn side is so like just like the only
It's her.
magical
She's the
thing that
Gargoyle
seems to be
King.
happening is Evelyn making
Yeah.
people seize up.
Yeah.
And
I mean, she's doing something weird, and that
yeah,
is kind of.
and simultaneously the Gargoyle King I think has to be magic.
Yeah.
Or technology. Because how is he getting in the hospital with no one seeing him except for people he wants to see him? How is
How is he getting into Alice's house
how
without
is he
breaking
getting
his
into
twigs?
Alice's house? Like breaking his twigs. That's true. That's a very delicate cosplay
Yeah.
right there. You know, and he had to maneuver a whole ass
That
gravestone.
takes like 30
He
hours.
pulled
I
up
would not
a
be.
gravestone. He spray painted it. There's no spray paint on him. Who was spray painting it for him? The Gargoyle Minions. That's right.
Gargoyle Minions.
The Gaggle of
There we go.
Gargoyles. But either way, like they had to be like moving in and out of there,
Yeah.
and then that stuff disappeared without a trace.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know.
And if it's magic, I could see why the warden was so scared.
Right. So it's something that terrifies even people in like higher levels.
Yeah.
People in positions of power
Yeah.
are terrified of the Gargoyle King. So unless there's just like hallucinogens in the water of Riverdale, and everyone's under the mass delusion that the Gargoyle King can actually hurt them when he can't. There's got to be a magic component to it. Because, I don't know, like, when we first...
How would you feel, though, if they added a magical component to Riverdale? Do you think that'd kind of, like, make the show weird?
I would like it.
You would like it?
I would like it. I would like it better than Toku Kid's...
What up? Tatiana, read this one!
Which is, theory, all of this season is in Jughead's head. Which, you know what, makes sense.
He is crazy
Jughead's
right
a writer.
Now. He's probably in an insane asylum.
He's crazy, and he's a writer.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. It's actually Jughead in The Sisters of Quiet Mercy at the end of the season, right? He's been there ever since... Just watching them all in a snow globe. Oh my god, yeah. Like, so it's totally possible based on how cracked out the season has been.
Yeah.
But of course...
Like that theory.
Yeah. You like it. I feel it'd probably be slightly less satisfying than it being the
Throw some entertainment into this season.
Only if it's like you find out a couple episodes before the end of the season, and then you can wrap up whatever's actually happening in Riverdale.
And everyone else was just dandy in school,
exactly.
actually learning.
It all ended up being like actual classes.
We fooled you. They are still going to school.
He wakes up and it's like finals.
Yeah.
And so they have to like cram Jughead,
study.
teach him what's happening in the courses.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. That would be that would be the true nightmare of Riverdale. Like you wake up from all the like bar owning and jail exonerating and magical creature fighting, and it turns out that you have to take a test the next day. Like, all right, so considering that this was like an episode that was going in like 300 different directions, and it had all four of our main characters kind of like thrown to the four winds, how did you feel about how it wrapped up its different mysteries, and how many ginger snaps would you give it? Out of 5, let's say out of 5. And you guys too, how many ginger snaps?
First question, how did I like that it wrapped up? I mean, I feel like we still were left with a lot of cliffhangers. Although it tried to wrap up a lot of stuff, I don't think it wrapped up anything. I still have all the same questions that I started with.
Right.
Well, I guess one question was answered, and that it's most likely not Hiram Lodge. So that question was answered.
Unless they're trying to trip you up into thinking it's not Hiram Lodge, and then they're gonna be like, actually, it was Hiram Lodge. We psyched you out.
Nah, cliche. They're trying to make us think it's Hiram Lodge. It's not. We know it. So I am a little disappointed that we didn't actually get closure on something here and there, and then I'm like super bummed that Betty's now getting sent to the Sisters of
Quiet Mercy.
Mercy.
Okay, wait, we'll talk about that after.
No,
continue giving me your review.
For
and then
ginger
your
snaps, I'm gonna give it a 3.
3?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with 3 ginger snaps.
I didn't hate it. It was like the worst episode, but like I liked that first Gargoyle and Griffin's episode.
Yes.
The best.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Riverdale had been on like a trajectory of like getting better and better this season, and then this is probably the first episode that was like didn't get better.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think they tried to do too much. I think
and Joaquin died, so
Joaquin died. So yeah, you took away one ginger snap for Joaquin's death, and then the other just because
I won for the entertainment that you didn't give me.
Yes, it was just there was like a little bit too much going in circles with the different mysteries. Like, Jughead found one thing out from Joaquin, but it didn't really tell us anything, and now Joaquin's dead.
We got no answers.
Yeah. Archie didn't even get to find anything out from the witnesses.
There was only one scene with him shirtless. How dare you?
Exactly.
Ginger snap taken.
If there had been 2, we would have gotten 4 ginger snaps. But we've got another super chat from Toku Kid. Love my life.
Yay, super chat.
Yes, the fire of my loins. Theory 2, Jughead will kill Archie because of the king.
Talked about my loins over here. Mine are separate.
The metaphorical loins. But Jughead will kill Archie. Okay, I could totally see this happening. If Jughead gets so invested in the game that he has to kill Archie, either he thinks he killed Archie and he didn't, or it's a plot, like he kills Archie to ascend, but he's not really dead.
Yeah.
Like, they faked his death.
Yeah.
They get one over on
I like
on
that
the king.
theory. I think that's a good theory.
That is a good theory.
I like that one.
I like that too. And I agree with you that, well, I mean, I don't agree with you in general. I know that you haven't been feeling this season, Toku Kid, which I have been feeling. But this episode definitely is not the best Riverdale can be.
No,
Riverdale has definitely reached
a little muddy.
Reached higher heights.
Yeah.
A little muddy, yeah.
A little muddy.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
A little muddy. Now, what I was going to tell you is that there is one good thing about the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, which is
Betty is safe from the Gargoyle King?
No! That's the thing. Betty is not safe from the Gargoyle King. Because she got there, and she's in art class, because of course.
Because they like to do crafts.
Stimulate
the brain.
Yeah, every art there is Gargoyle King.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's doing, like...
Because they're on the farm!
The Sisters of Quiet Mercy is the farm. Oh, my God.
The farm!
That would actually make the farm one better.
Yeah.
Like, if they're the same thing,
it was in the
it would be a little bit
Sisters of
more.
Quiet Mercy.
Yeah,
that
a little
would
bit
make-
more. Hey, AG, let us know what your Ginger Snap rating is for the episode, by the way. All of you guys. 1 to 5. But anyway, yes, so she's just like, and again, it could be like a situation where she thinks she's seeing something that she's not, like the floating babies.
Like she's imagining that.
Right, like maybe she's imagining it, or maybe they're just ugly trees. You know, like it could be anything like that.
Yeah.
But the way that the episode ended, it definitely made me feel like, okay, she's gonna uncover something about the Gargoyle King here at Sisters of Quiet Mercy. And I hope so, because otherwise, why?
Yeah.
Right? We don't need
Why
to see
send her
suffer.
here when there's no plot advancement?
Exactly. But it is interesting that like the episodes scatter the characters to the four winds, and now they literally are in different places. Like Archie's on the road to nowhere.
I hate when they do that.
yeah.
I'm not looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I enjoy the Game of Thrones series, but when there's just so many, like, stories going on, and you watch an episode, it's like, oh, you didn't really get much. You know?
Yeah. DDT said 3.5 for the screen throwback alone. And I've got to say, like, just that, 3.5. It did, like I had said, for a little bit, it pushed FP to the top of my list. I was like, FP is definitely killing people if he is so calm right now.
Guilty.
Guilt. Anyway, so, I don't know, FP.
Yeah.
I'm still suspicious. Still, it's going to be like my number 4.
That's fair.
He's the 4th most likely. But anyway. So Archie's on the road to nowhere. Betty's in the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. Alice is at the farm, unless it's the same thing. And Veronica, I guess, will be dealing with heartbreak, but also her dad.
Yes. She'll be busy.
She's like double.
She's got a lot on her hands.
Heartbreak. Yeah.
Her dad is a handful. Good lord.
Yeah.
And she's got a business to run.
She does.
And
have
she's
a
going to
business
high
run.
school. What kind of reality is this? Fake.
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing. Like, okay. They have offed enough characters, though, I will say.
They really
so,
have.
like, what I'm hoping is that they're going to use the characters that they have right now and actually kind of, like, spice things up. And if they have to revive a couple of characters, I wouldn't mind that, just because, like we were saying. Like Joaquin. Or,
Too soon.
Yeah, too soon.
He still needs to stay dead.
But Dilton Doily.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring that back.
Yeah.
You can revive him. It's fine. It's fine. Now, I don't know if you saw the promo, but we did get a couple of, like... One thing that we got was, like, it looked like some chick is getting up on Archie. Because, of course, immediately that's got to happen. Which is why he gave...
It's because he keeps wearing no shirt.
Yeah. Well, that's why he gave Veronica that I love you forever speech when they were breaking up. Because he's like, I just want you to know, I'm going to be hooking up with a couple people in the intervening episodes. But don't forget that I love you best.
Breaking up so that he can sleep with other people.
Exactly. So I don't know what was going on there, but I guess I'm hoping it's me like part of like some, like trying to uncover something, right? Yeah. And then like it's like, oh, I have got to seduce this girl, or this girl's trying to seduce information out of me, one way or the other. So yeah, I don't really know what's going on there, but I definitely saw that. And aside from that, I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to deal with, like, I think we might end up with like a gang war.
A gang war.
I talk about like the Gargoyle Gang versus
I
serpents.
thought you meant the girls wanted to date Archie.
No, I talk about there's got to be because like they kept talking about it like a gang. Right?
Yeah.
And we've got the serpents super invested for whatever reason in the the Gargoyle King situation. Yeah. I guess because Jughead is their dear leader. And he's really invested.
But he's so smart. Good job, Jughead.
Yeah, but I feel like there's got to be a bit of a conflict there. I don't know.
Everyone's always trying to take Jughead's spot. What happens to the other serpents?
They're dead? I don't know. What do you mean? What other serpents? I just assume they're all dead.
Joaquin was in juvie.
Joaquin was in juvie, yeah.
No, the one, the lawyer lady.
Oh!
Penny.
Yeah, Penny. I think didn't she get like expelled or she got like sent away?
Take the time to learn all the names because if you invest too much, they're just gonna kill them off.
Yes, that's true. That's true. As long as you don't know their names, they'll stay alive.
Yeah.
That is a great.
Yeah. It's like a pet.
Rule of thumb. Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as you name it and you're keeping it.
Do all your pets die?
No. Unless I live in Riverdale.
That's true.
Because everything dies in Riverdale.
All right. So overall, it was a bit of a messy episode, but we obviously had fun talking about it.
Yeah. I know. There's just so much to rag on in this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. I see that Toku Kid really wants it all in Jughead's mind.
Oh,
But
knowing this show,
Yeah.
I totally believe that it could happen.
assuming things are not all in Jughead's mind. and
Because
that
I
he
know
is-
that everything else is saying is a lie.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
All these flashbacks we've seen did not happen.
Riverdale's full of lies.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
we are full of truth.
Yeah.
And you can find all of our truths.
Are we?
Yes.
You gotta fact check me sometime.
Except for when we don't know what is happening in the episode, which is really hard to keep track of this
Yes.
week. Okay, I
Yeah.
think y'all can admit that this episode had a lot going on.
It did.
It was really difficult
It did.
to follow.
Yeah.
But
And I think next week is gonna be even crazier.
yeah, next week will be, because they'll be in literally different locations,
Yeah.
in actually separate locations. But you can follow all of our attempts to follow Riverdale and many more shows on that#show.com.
Yeah.
So be sure to check us out there and on our Facebook page, which, if you can guess it, is also that #
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
We like to make things easy for you guys.
Yes.
Literally all the social media, I think except YouTube, is just that hashtag show.
What is YouTube?
Isn't it that
Do I
hashtag
not know
show
what that
TV?
is?
I thought it was that hashtag show TV. Am I wrong? You should
Uh,
correct me now while we're still on air. We're good? Okay, cool.
It's
Okay.
hashtag show again.
Oh, it's also that hashtag show? No TV?
See,
Oh.
it's all that # show, and we didn't even know that. So now we have all learned something together, except y'all already knew it because you're here.
Yeah.
So
Learning something new every day.
anyway, any final
No,
thoughts that
that's
you've
literally, we've basically talked over every possible theory. And it's also because they didn't give us any new information to put together. So, a little disappointed. But
got? Don't be that disappointed.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna finally see the
we'll
farm.
get 3 more plot points.
Yes,
We won't know
we'll
what's going
finally
on.
see the farm. I hope in my dreams, and we will finally learn how crazy the Citrus Quiet Mercy is.
Yeah.
because we didn't know enough before.
We kind of like
We know a little
touch.
bit. We know
Yeah.
a little bit, but we're gonna know a lot more.
But tune in next week,
Yes,
unless they decide to skip another week.
and every week after.
Yeah.
There's one more.
Oh, there's one more?
There's
oh, wait,
one more. Yeah.
and then they're taking another break?
And well, then it's
What
winter
a
break,
schedule
and then it's
is this?
winter
Well,
break.
December 5th, definitely.
My goodness. Riverdale, find a schedule.
Yeah.
Stick to it.
Riverdale should be on every single week, no matter what is happening.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
as of now, you'll see us next week.
Yes.
For sure.
That is the way. Au revoir.